I've told you in the past how my sister-in-law, who's Romanian, when she comes over here, she tells people that she's French because that seems as more acceptable in public than Romanian. Joining me now is Michal Ufniak, who runs a community website for Polish people in Doncaster. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
We heard you in that piece there say that because 7 out of 10 people in Doncaster voted to leave the EU, that means 7 out of 10 people in Doncaster hate you. It's not necessarily that, is it, Michael?
Well, I think it's either partly that or it's that. If you think of it, I mean, not that many people voted leave because of what's happening with the economy. Let's face it, a lot of people don't know much about the economy. I think what a lot of people mind is that person next door that speaks foreign language, that takes your jobs, etc. Although I would argue that I think some people just don't want to work.
Michael, we're used to that, mate. We got Asians, we got black people, we got Chinese people, we got all sorts of people over here. We're not part of Asia, we're not part of China. We're used to that. I think this.
I know. I've got to say, you are one of the most tolerant countries in the world. You've got to appreciate that. But at the same time, something has changed since that referendum result, and you can feel that. It's like I think it's allowed people to express their feelings publicly now. They feel like they can talk about that openly.
So what do you think is going to happen? How is this going to play out in Doncaster, where there is quite a Polish population, isn't there?
The Polish community here is quite strong, yes. I think there is a genuine concern about what's going to happen now. I said to Kevin yesterday that I've not heard of any hate crimes or any abuse, but actually last night someone messaged me on Facebook saying that their children were asked at school, when are they going back at home now after that referendum. So I think this is happening.
I mean, there is nothing yet, is there? And indeed, there's not even a suggestion that it might happen that says people from Poland will have to go back home.
Oh, I'm not saying this will happen. No, I doubt this will happen. Actually, we're not going anywhere. But I think that's what the perception is. I think a lot of people voted leave because they genuinely thought that on Friday morning, when the result came, all the Eastern Europeans would start packing and going home.
I'd love to know, just wait 1 minute, Michael. I'd love to know if you thought that. If you did vote leave, did you honestly think that on Friday morning everybody would just pack up and go home? Are you finding this in the street then, Michael? Day-to-day business? Have people changed towards you?
No, like I said, I've not really found that myself. I've got to say a lot of my English friends have been very, very supportive. But speaking to people face-to-face and online, they have had some issues. And I think there's been some crimes reported over the weekend already. There've
been 7 in Doncaster. There've been 7, and I wonder. And I heard the story of the young Polish girl who got trouble in a pub, and I wish she hadn't. I wonder if that's because that just sounds like young idiot racist to me. I wonder if they've been emboldened by the vote, or whether they were there anyway.
Yeah, I've got to say that it would only happen in that bigoted part of the community, if you like. A lot of people that voted to remain were actually young people. A lot of those were qualified people, educated people. So I think majority of those people that voted leave, that's sort of that bigoted part of the community that is sort of worried about the immigration.
It's a view that they would say is not true, Michael. A lot of people, 51%, 52% of the country wouldn't say they're bigoted. 70% of Doncaster wouldn't say they're bigoted.
Well, there's something to it, I think, because at the same time, I had that reported yesterday. Someone told me that their children were asked at school if they were actually coming back home now.
That's just
so I think that's people's perception.
Thank you very much indeed, Michael. I can't work out if that's bigoted or thick. I tell you what, I've got lots of mates living in Eastern Europe. I'd love to speak to one of those, and I haven't spoken to anybody. I'd love to speak to them to see what the feelings are over there towards them. See if anybody's asked the Brits if they're coming home yet. Here's Nick. Morning, Nick.
Good morning, Toby. If you're around Barnsley, Park Spring Road is